Hey guys, welcome to Errors and Varieties episode 2. Finally, it took a while for me to upload the last video because it's just so, it takes so long for me to upload a video, and I've just failed as a YouTuber.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
So I hit 40 subs. Thanks guys. It means a lot. Means a lot. Thanks a lot. There's another thing I wanted to tell you. For those of you that saw the live stream advertisement, sorry about that, no live stream. Maybe you got excited, maybe you didn't, you know, I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, I was just tinkering around with live streaming, seeing if I could actually do it on mobile without 1,000 subs and 4,000. Is it 4,000 hours of watch time to get verified too? I mean, besides 1,000 subs, leave a comment down below. I really don't know, but yeah, I was just seeing if I could bypass that because there is a desktop site that you can get on YouTube and Google Chrome. So tonight wait, did I say today in the beginning? It's night. It's sorry. I lied to you guys. I lied. Tonight we're going to be talking about wrong planchet errors. If you don't know what a planchet is, go and watch how a coin is made. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Although I do not recommend watching that video because it's very poorly made. So, but watch it just in case, you know, and let me know. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think I should do a redo, or do you think I should just leave it the way it is? Leave a comment down below. So there's actually 3 kinds of wrong planchet errors. There's ones that were made with the wrong denomination of a planchet got into the wrong machine with other denominations of planchets. Let's say a dime. Actually, this happened in 1943, by the way. That's one of the errors we're going to be looking at today. You know, I'll just get that over with. Actually, a dime got into the bin with all the penny planchets, right? And the dime went through and got struck like a penny in 1943 with all the steel planchets because they made pennies out of steel back then because they needed the copper that was used for pennies before that, for the war effort. So before that, they were all made out of, well, I think it was copper, tin, and zinc, if I'm not mistaken. So that makes it bronze. They were made out of bronze, mostly copper, 95% copper. So they needed the copper for the war effort. Sorry, that was complicated. They needed the copper for the war effort, so they changed the material, or the metal, I should say, of the pennies to steel, zinc-coated steel more like. But the planchets themselves are steel, and then they plate the pennies after they were struck or minted. They plate them with zinc after they're minted. So because, you know, if you plated a planchet and then got it struck, it would just break the plating and it would look terrible. It'd flake off and everything. So they plated it after they got struck. So yeah. So anyway, it got struck, and since back then dimes were silver, and you know, quarters, dimes, and even nickels were 35% silver back in 43. 42 through 44 are actually 35% silver. They call them war nickels. Well, actually, isn't it 45 too? I'm not sure if it stops at the year 45. Like if it's the year 45 and then 46, they're not silver. I'm not sure. Let me look. I'm sorry. Let me look. Okay, so I got the book, my trusty blue book. So I found out from Rob Finds Treasure on one of his streams, you don't have to, you know, cross out the brand names and everything. So that's lucky. I get to show this. So let me see here. Nickels. Nickel. So. Yeah, it was 1945. So it was 1942 through 1945 that they were made out of 35% silver. They also had this other weird metal in there for some reason. So yeah, that was back when the nickels were 35% silver, the dimes were 90%, the quarters were 90%, the halves were 90%. Of course, they were walkers back then. Well, us collectors call them walkers, not. But they're the walking Liberty half dollars. So, so yeah, they were silver back then, so they call it the silver penny. Of course, because it's really silver. I mean, not just because it's silver colored. Some people call the 43 steels silver because they're silver colored, but they're not silver at all. So, I guess it made it through quality control. If you don't know what quality control is, it's at the end of the minting process, they look through all the coins to make sure they're not there's not any errors, and then they waffle them all. If you don't know what a waffled coin is, it's where they put it in a machine that crimps it all up and makes it into like a waffle pattern. I'll put one up on the screen now. So yeah, that's what a waffled coin looks like. So it makes it not legal tender, so you can't spend it. But waffled coins are still worth something more than the face value of the coin. It used to be, you know. So so they waffle them all, and then yeah. So I guess it made it through quality control because it was the same color as all the other pennies. It's just it was thinner, and that's harder to notice, I guess. So yeah. I guess that's how it made it through. But I guess because there's not very many of them, it's because that not very many dime planchets made it into the steel planchet bin. And yeah, so yeah, so there's so that's one kind of wrong planchet error, one that's made with a planchet of the wrong denomination and wrong metal. And then there's the ones that were made out of the wrong metal, but not the wrong denomination. So in that gave rise to, in that, a famous example, sorry. Okay. Famous example of that is the 43 copper penny. I'll put one up on the screen now. Very famous, highly sought after by collectors. How that happened was, see, let's just take us back to 1943. So in the year 1942, we're in the year I said 1943. We're in 1942. Why, Captain? Oh, okay. Our time machine malfunctioned, and we ended up in 42, not 43. Okay, well, that's my excuse. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, okay, so in 1942, the copper planchets went through, and some of them got stuck in the machine, right? They got stuck in the machine somewhere, and then when the new steel planchets came through, it kind of pushed those out, and those went on with the line of steel planchets, and then those got struck with the year 1943 because they changed the dies, right? And then they went through quality control, and some of them got picked out. But one guy actually said that he let some go. Let's get a big round of applause! Yes! Probably against the rules at the mint, but hey, what a nice guy. Okay. So he let them go, right? And then, the rumors spread like wildfire, and everybody was looking for him. Well, I don't know if everybody was looking for him, but the word spread. The word spread. Yes, it did. So, but one guy actually claims that they didn't even make any, and it's just because he didn't see any, probably, in quality control. That's probably why. But we're just now realizing we actually did, and they exist. They exist. There's, you saw it up on the screen, they exist. There's like 13 examples out there, something like that. I don't know exactly how many, but me and my friend actually, somebody walked in the antique store we were at. He claimed he had a 1943 copper. Okay, so we were all ecstatic. We were like, "Hey, can we see it?" I just thought that would be great. I didn't want to be rude or anything. I was just, and I told him that too. I didn't want to be, nosy or anything. I just really wanted to see it because it's a really rare coin. It's very sought after. So he showed it to us, and the guy behind the desk, he said he was weighing it, okay, and it was 0.2 grams off, like short of the copper pennies, okay. So it was 0.2 grams. No, maybe it weighed 0.2 grams more than the. Excuse me. So maybe it weighed 0.2 grams more than the copper ones. So he compared it, and the guy said, well that's not a lot, and the guy argued that it is a lot when the penny only weighs, I don't know the weight. I'm such an idiot. I don't know the weight of coins. I really should. But he said that's not a lot when it only weighs this much, which of course everybody knows a penny does not weigh that much. So yeah, especially a zinc penny. But okay, so he didn't. The guy kept arguing it was real. He found it not coin roll hunting. That would be spectacular. But he found it actually metal detecting, which that would even be more amazing to find it metal detecting. So he found it had environmental damage on it. It looked real to me. I thought it was real. So did my friend Jordy. Actually, it was. I didn't say Jordy, but it was Jordy. Okay, so I thought it was real. And I was just like, wow, I actually saw one. Jordy actually touched it. Like of course he held it by the edge. That's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, of course he did that. So did the shopkeeper. But the guy, he kept it in this plastic bag with another Indian head penny. And the plastic bag was all dirty and I'm like, what a way to treat a 43 copper. What's wrong with you? So he thought he was gonna be rolling in money, he thought, but the shopkeeper wasn't gonna argue with him. The shopkeeper knew it wasn't real. It was plated. Okay, that's what people do. They plate the 43 steel ones. We didn't actually put a magnet to it. We should have, but we didn't for some reason. I don't know, but I guess because the shopkeeper didn't want to disappoint the guy. I don't know. Poor guy. Once he finds out, I think he might take it to MC and Baxter in Erie to see what they think about it, So after the guy left, we asked him, do you think it's real? And he said it's not real. He told us it was plated and everything, but he said, I'm not saying the guy plated it. He just he didn't think it was real. But yeah, poor guy. I wish it happened, really do. But it is a really rare coin. That is very, very rare coin. But yeah, for some reason the shopkeeper wasn't into error coins. For some reason, collecting those. I don't know why. Error coins are so fascinating, Sometimes they can be very fascinating. Okay, so anyway, where was I? Okay, so yeah, they got out into the public, and actually in 1947, this kid actually found one in his lunch money. That's right, and in his school cafeteria. And later it sold for, I think, over 200 grand, I think. I don't know. I don't know the auction price, but it was expensive. And that was some luck that guy had. It must have been a rumor or something, but I guess I got the impression somewhere that it was fake, that they found out it was fake afterwards, but I don't think that I think my grandpa told me that, because back then he didn't believe any existed. So, but now he believes, because I've told him there's examples out there. There's 13 of them. So we kind of experienced some turbulence in our story here. Like, you know, our time machine malfunctioned again, and we kind of flickered between the year 1943 and the year 2019. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, it's because it's malfunctioning again. But we still haven't found the source yet. Do you find? Oh, how dare you tell me that I'm a terrible YouTuber.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're
Just kidding. Let's stop that. So everybody was looking for him in their change, right? 1943 coppers again. Sorry, I keep skipping around. Sometimes clips are unsalvageable, you know, and you can't fix it any. So, like, I mean, you know, when you're in like tons of the video and you can't retake stuff. Like, you can't just take a clip out, make it disappear, you know, and then, well, if you own iMovie, you know what I mean. If you drag it and put it on, never mind. Well, anyway, can't just delete it and then try to retake what you just did, because it has to all fit together, you know, and that's pretty much impossible. So it's hard to salvage once you're already into the video, and you don't want to start the whole video over again, you know. So that's why I haven't edited some of this stuff. So that's why I put the clips. Sorry I'm doing this, sorry I'm doing that. If you saw that, I just went back and did some editing. Yeah, but some things are unsalvageable. Just trying to explain to you. Okay, so anyway, so they got in people's change, right? And everybody was looking for him. Well, not too many people found them, of course. But you know, old ladies looking through their change. Oh, I found one. Look at there. I'm gonna be rich. Yeah. And so, you know, now I can pay off my house. And so yeah. So everybody was looking for him. The kid found him, and found one in his change, and yeah. So kind of like the W quarters today, but only more serious, way more serious. Yeah. So shopkeepers hated them. They poured tons into the ocean, and so they changed back to copper. But some of the steel planchets were stuck in the machine, just like the copper planchets back in 42. They went through and got stuck, and then the steel planchets pushed them through, and then the steel, and then they went back to copper. You know the story. They went back to copper, and then those pushed the steel planchets through, and then those got struck with the year 1944, and that's another rare one. It's just as rare as the 1943 copper, if not more rare, maybe. I think one exceeded the price of a 43 copper one time at auction, but it really depends on how high the demand is for one at that moment of them, you know, because of the rare coin market and everything. It runs on supply and demand, if you know what that is. I don't really know how that works, but I kind of have a little bit of an idea how it works. But yeah. So yeah, it's kind of similar to the 43 copper. Sorry, I'm just like, so yeah. Shut up. Would you just shut up? Okay. So the 1943 copper penny is more well known than the 1943 steel penny. And I don't know why, because I think the 43 steel's more mysterious than the 43 copper, because they were only supposed to be made for 1 year and 1 year only. But copper pennies, see, they were made, you know, years and years and years, you know. So I don't know why the 44 steel is not more mysterious. Well, it might be more mysterious, but not as well known, I mean. So, yeah. But anyway, it's less well known. It's about the same value. Sometimes it could be, but it depends on the supply and demand. I know I said that. Sorry. Remember how I said there was three types of wrong planchet errors? One that was made with the wrong planchet, the wrong denomination of planchet, and also the wrong material or metal of planchet. And then one that was made with the wrong material but the right denomination of planchet. And then there's the combination, the right material or right metal but the wrong denomination of planchet. And an example of that would be, wait for it, a dime planchet struck with quarter dies. Yes, and it's super thin. It's paper thin. Because, a dime planchet squished, like imagine if it's like a clay disc or something, and then you squish it with your hand. It would get thinner, right? So yeah, it expanded to like, I'm not, usually with things like that, all the letters around the rim don't appear. So I'll if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up on the screen right now. But if it didn't appear, then I couldn't find the picture. So sorry, but I know one exists. I know they exist. They're not too valuable, actually, so I guess they're kind of common. But I don't know how on earth they could get through quality control, because that was back in 1972, I believe, 73, something like that. Well, anyway, so yeah, they were made out of the same material, like the right metal, but the wrong planchet, because they were both clad. It was both, the planchet was clad and quarters are supposed to be clad. So yeah, right metal but wrong denomination of a planchet. That's our last example. This brings the video to a close. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like. Maybe you can get me to 100 subs one day, maybe 50 for now. Let's just try 50 for now. We'll work our way up to 100. I hope that'd be cool to have 100 subs. So yeah, I hope I can get there. So good night.